Welcome to The Bad Broadcast. I'm your host, Maddie. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of The Bad Broadcast. My name is Maddie. I'm your host. Oh boy, I've been excited about parts of this episode and dreading parts of this episode over the last, 6 years. The podcast is, I'm not quitting. Okay. This isn't a farewell, just saying that up top, and I'm not getting divorced. But, over the last, 6 years, I have shared so much of my life. There's been very, very few things that I have not shared. And, I went back and forth on when this was going to feel like, appropriate to share, when I was going to be ready, I guess is probably more accurate to when I was going to talk about it. But I feel like I'm ready to share that in early October, I lost a pregnancy, and it's still really, really, really sad to talk about. You guys know that we had been trying for a few months, and I got a positive test, obviously. And if you've experienced having a pregnancy, being pregnant, having a child, whatever, that like that positive pregnancy test is just like the most life-changing feeling in the world. And because we had been trying, we were so excited, and you just start making plans, and you get your due date in mind, and you start thinking about how you're going to tell your friends, and you buy the big sister t-shirt for Coco. Like, we were really, really excited. And about a week after that, after I got the positive test, I started bleeding a little bit, and I texted my friends and I told them, and everybody said, don't worry about it. It's, you're early in your pregnancy. It's probably normal. I called OB emergency services. They said, like, don't worry about it. Sorry if you hear drilling. My fireplace is being fixed. So there's some ambient noise happening. It's literally going on right beneath me. So hopefully it's not too loud, but there is some minor drilling. Just a good distraction from this this heavy topic. But anyway, I kind of went back and forth on if I should go into the emergency room. But after talking to a couple people, they said, why don't you just go in and get your HCG levels tested, and they can kind of give you peace of mind. And so I went into the emergency room, and I just said, I'm really newly pregnant. I'm having some bleeding. I just kind of need my HCG checked and whatever. And they kept me, and I was there for like a lot longer than I thought I was going to be. And like, I mean, I know that's normal emergency room. They're seeing a million people. There's a ton of stuff going on. I wasn't emergent, but they kind of kept coming back and doing, new tests and blood tests, urine tests, ultrasounds. They did like really in-depth ultrasounds, and I wasn't really getting any answers. And then the doctor came in and said that I basically had no HCG. And he said, if I got a positive test a week ago, then my HCG should be in the thousands. And he said, you can come back in a couple days and we can see if it rises, like maybe you're just earlier than you thought. He's like, but if you got a positive test a week ago, then he was honestly, I did not have a great experience with this doctor. I felt like he was a little bit callous about it. And I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, because he's, it's the emergency room. He's got way more emergent things than to deal with me. But my nurse who was there with me, I mean, she came and she sat by me, and she was talking about, her experience that she went through, and, that she had experienced a miscarriage. And I said, do you think I'm miscarrying? And she said, I don't know, but whatever happens, it's going to be okay. And she sat with me and she cried with me. And, he told me, he said, you can come back and on Monday, this was a Friday. He said, you can come back on Monday and we can test your HCG, but, you're probably going to start bleeding in the next couple days, bleeding pretty heavily. And so he just kind of sent me home to, I don't know, I guess lose the pregnancy. There wasn't really anything else that could be done at that point. Um so I came home and, told Gray everything that was going. I mean, he obviously knew what was going on before I left the house. He was definitely in the loop. And, that night I started, cramping really, really bad. I started sweating really heavily. Like I was, burning hot. I was like sweating through my clothes. All night I was just waking up and, bleeding quite a bit. And it was just devastating. I mean, like it's, I keep telling people it's just not a club I ever wanted to be a part of. You hear about these things, you hear about women experiencing all of this, and you can't really imagine the devastation of it until you're experiencing it. And I'm not trying to diminish what I went through at all. Like it was hard. It's obviously still really, really hard to talk about, and it's hard to remember that happened. But I just kept thinking about all of these women in my life. And like, I mean, I could name 50 people off the top of my head who have suffered losses and infertility and failed transfers and failed IUIs and all of these different things. Like, I mean, so many women. And so many women who experience it worse than I did. I mean, I'm lucky in a lot of ways. It was super early. My body took care of it. And, it's not to say that like the hormones don't just wreak havoc on you. I mean, that whole next week was the most disorienting time of my life. I mean, there's no words for how like, you're just your hormones are crazy. You're swelling, you're like you have acne, your moods are all over the place, you're bleeding, you're cramping, you're also mourning the loss of this pregnancy. Like you're confused on what happened. You're like so many unanswerable questions, I should say, because this actually, it happens to a lot of women, quite frankly. I mean, these early losses, a lot of times they hold on one second. I'm just getting a call. Just I'm bearing my soul here. One second. But just so many women experience these early losses. A lot of times they don't even catch them because they're not testing as early as I was. As you guys know, I was obsessively tracking. I've always been like a huge cycle tracker and always like, measuring my temperature, taking ovulation tests, taking pregnancy tests, even though I knew I wasn't pregnant, in months past when I was preventing pregnancy, things like that. And I did lose Aura Ring privileges. Gray said, let's take the Aura Ring off. Cause I told him, I said, I want to take a break from trying. I want to, take these next maybe 3-4 months and not track and not think about it and just kind of like reset my body, rest, recover, focus on the holidays, focus on Coco, and just kind of put trying to the side for now, just because I didn't, I just wanted to make sure that I was healthy mentally, physically, emotionally to get pregnant, hopefully next time when it happens. And anyway, it was also a very weird week from when I found out that I was pregnant to when I started bleeding. I had a lot of, I mean, and this is not, I'm not giving medical advice at all. Please do not take my symptoms. I mean, a lot of them were just, I thought they were just early pregnancy symptoms, but I was in quite a bit of pain. I had some really like horrific migraines. I had like almost a full bump. Like I was kind of shocked at how big I felt. Like I don't know, my pants, like, I mean, it's not that they couldn't button, it's that I couldn't even get them on like around my stomach, even unbuttoned and unzipped. Like I was like, this is crazy. Honestly, I fully expected to go into the ER and have them say it was twins, like, because I felt so weird all week. And, I kept telling Gray that something felt different, like something felt off, something didn't feel quite right. My intuition was just like, kind of yelling at me, but I was putting it to the side because I was so excited to be pregnant. I didn't want to think of worst case scenario. And, obviously it ended the way that it did. And, yeah, I mean, it was the weekend that I was supposed to go to Disneyland with my friends, and I, had told them I'm not going to be there, obviously, because I don't know when I'm going to start bleeding, and I can't even imagine like being at Disneyland and starting to bleed and not being with Gray and not being at home. And so I told them that I wasn't going to go, and then obviously that night is when I started bleeding, and so I delayed the trip, and I ended up going late just because I felt like it would be really healing and positive to be with my friends. And it was still hard. I mean, it was really hard to kind of truck through the trip and not think about it, but I was so grateful to be with my friends. Um would not have been okay without my friends, my husband, my mom, just like feeling really supported and held and understood and taken care of. And man, I just, all of you out there who have experienced loss or infertility in any capacity, like how I just like have this newfound, I mean, you can empathize and sympathize and you can see people go through it. Like I said, like you don't understand it until you get a taste of it. And again, not trying to diminish what I went through, but mine was a very small taste of so much pain that women go through with stuff like this. And so I'm sorry for anybody else who has felt this way. God, I didn't mean to cry this much. I knew I would cry a little bit. I just didn't think it would be this much. But anyway, oh gosh, hold on. I'm dropping things. Need to check on Coco. She's napping. Oh wow, it's been a crazy few weeks just kind of getting back on track. Um so yeah, I see you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for myself. I hate that it happened. I hate that I experienced that. I kind of can't believe it. I was just texting Lucy just saying like I can't believe I'm about to lose a pregnancy, when I was leaving the ER. And it was brutal. It was brutal. It was probably one of, if not the saddest things that I've been through. And I just, all I keep thinking is that there's so many of us who have gone through something similar, something worse. And I just want you guys to know that my heart is with you. It's with myself. I kind of took the month of October and let myself go into a little bit of a fog. I just wanted to get back on track health wise, get back into therapy, start journaling a lot more, really try to be present, brick my phone, stay off of the screens and really heal from it. And I feel like we did a good job. Again, I mean, I would not be okay in any sense of the word if it weren't for Gray. I mean, Gray was, yeah. I mean, I'll just cry more if I talk about him, but he was just perfect through all of it. And I'm just really, really grateful to be with somebody who, sees my pain and understands how to handle it and what can help and how to talk through things. And it just was priceless. So, with that said, I've really wanted to take these next few months and really focus on things that make me happy, things that bring me joy. And, thankfully for me, this is the time of year that is the most joyful. That I'm busy and working on things, and Coco's at just the most delicious age right now. I've complained about so many different ages that she's been at. I mean, 16, 17, 18 months really killed me. But we're creeping up on her turning 2, I almost said on Christmas Eve, day before Christmas Eve, she'll be 2. And I just have a feeling that these holidays are going to be really, really magical with her. So I have wanted to dive into kind of the Christmas spirit, all things holiday, focus on family time, on good food, on things that spark joy. And I decided to do that with that episode. So again, so sorry about the drilling. I really should have planned this better, that I would not be recording during my tiles getting fixed, but hopefully it's faint enough that you guys don't quite hear it. I'm going to have to really double check the audio. I might have to redo this. But anyway, thank you for letting me process that, talk about that. It kind of like when things get talked about on the podcast, that's when it really becomes real for me. Like, obviously everybody close to me knows what's happened and what's going on. But since this is my job and since sharing my life is so much of my job, it kind of solidifies it as real when I share it with you guys. So, thank you. Thank you. I hope always when I share stuff that there's some sort of validation or connection out there. I mean, there's no point in us like sharing our stories and experiences if it's not for the hopefully like community aspect of this. So thank you guys, and I feel ready to move on to our next our next topic. Could quite literally not be more opposite, because today we're talking about the holidays and getting into the holiday spirit. And I think that, you know what, as I say that, I think it's actually a perfect time to do this because, as I said, I am seeking joy. So let's do it together. Today, I will be your holiday spirit guide, your holiday cheermeister. And I just thought it's almost the middle of November. I think that Christmas season is in full swing. I think that Thanksgiving is a part of that. I don't think that Thanksgiving needs its own moment. Everybody always says that. Well, let Thanksgiving have its own moment. First of all, why? Pretty sure it's an incredibly racist holiday. We don't need to be giving it its own moment. It can have its own food, it can have its own color scheme. But to me, like Christmas decor is what's up during Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, you have your Christmas tree up. Sure, have a tablescape of browns and oranges, but like I think that having the Christmas tree up, Thanksgiving is like it's pumpkin spiced Christmas. Like it's still got an element of fall, but it's very much pre-Christmas to me. So I am not a Grinch about trees going up on November 1st. I think that whenever you feel like it's time to decorate, I'm going to decorate the week before Thanksgiving, mainly because I get decor fatigue. Um, Sorry, it's hitting me the the different topics we've covered in this. Oh man, just as women, we just got to keep going. It's like, have you guys seen that meme going around that's like a woman will suffer the most devastating experience of her life and then run errands the next day? That's kind of like what's happening in this episode. I'll bare my soul about a really devastating loss, but can I still give you my fully flesh out thoughts on eggnog? Absolutely. So anyway, I don't think Thanksgiving should have its own moment. I think that it's like it's JV, uh, what's the word? JV Christmas. Like in high school football, some of the JV players, they play up. They also play varsity. That's kind of how I feel about Thanksgiving. Like some elements of Thanksgiving, they play up. They also play into Christmas. Like, have you never seen Miracle on 34th Street? That's all Thanksgiving. That happens like at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I don't think we need to be giving it its own moment. Okay. I'll move on. But yeah, this year I'm really honing in on traditions, because the annoying thing about traditions, you got to do them over and over again. Unfortunately, you can't just do them once and then they like settle into your kid's psyche. I'm learning that like, oh, I got to start them now so that when Coco is 22, she can say, we've been doing this for 20 years. So I'm really just I'm picking basically every single one that my mom did. My mom is the master of things or of Christmas. I don't know how she did it. We had incredible traditions growing up. The one that I'm, working on today is Christmas pajamas, of course, and then always getting an ornament. You guys have heard my whole ornament story. If you haven't, it's in one of last year's December episodes, I think. I can't even talk about it. I'll cry about Lucy again. But anyway, everybody gets an ornament for like something that they did that year. I got Coco a cookie ornament because it's the word she says the most and basically her clearest word. And all of that fun stuff. So I'm in the holiday spirit, and I thought that we would tap into where you're at on your holiday spirit meter. I have a little quiz for you guys. And every question that you answer yes to, you get 1 point. Okay. And we'll go through how many points at the end that you have and what it means for you. Sorry, I should really get a tissue. My nose is running out from crying, but let's get into our holiday readiness quiz. Okay. Buckle up. First up, have you bought a seasonal candle? I have. I actually have about 60 downstairs. I would say 60 holiday candles. Balsam fir, holiday hearth from Target is great. I got something. What's this brand called? Hold on. I have this brand that has the most incredible candles, and they sent me their holiday one. I know it's here. Just give me a second. It's close. Wait, that's not it. Candles. No. Grove? No, it's not Grove. Ranger Station. Okay, Ranger Station. They have a candle called the Cowboy Christmas Candle. It's limited edition and it is incredible. So if you can get your grubby little hands on that, please do. They also have a collab with Noah Kahn, a stick season candle. That's a song you want to sniff. And it's delightful. It makes my home smell like a log cabin in Vermont. Okay. So yes, I have bought my seasonal candle. 1 point for me. Next, you have opinions on when it's acceptable to start decorating. I wouldn't say I have opinions on just because I accept all of them. Actually, I do think that you can decorate too late. I think like the week before Christmas, it's too late. I think that like December 1st is like the deadline of when you can start decorating for Christmas. So, okay, I said I didn't have strong opinions. I do have strong opinions. 1 point for me. Next one. You've watched at least one Hallmark movie, unironically. Was not into Hallmark movies until a couple years ago when I was living with my parents, and I think I had just gotten my own apartment for the first time. So I lived like really close to them. Every night I would go over, we would play Scrabble and we would watch a Hallmark movie, and me and my dad would roast the movie as hard as we could. And it's great. I plan to carry on that tradition. I just bought a Scrabble board actually, so we can watch Christmas movies and play Scrabble. So I haven't watched one yet. Not taking any points on that. Next one, you've had a holiday drink. I have not had a holiday drink. I plan to. Anything cranberry, anything ginger, anything spicy. Like I love a spiced drink. We'll get into the hot chocolate apple cider discussion in a moment. Next one, you've listened to Mariah Carey voluntarily. I have not. So I will not take any points there. Okay, next one. You already have picked out your wrapping paper. I haven't picked out my wrapping paper. I plan to take my ass to TJ Maxx. I was actually there yesterday and they had a ton of really cute wrapping paper, but then I had to go get my blood drawn because the joys of trying to get pregnant. Okay. Anyway, I saw a lot of good wrapping paper, planning to head there, toot sweet, because I know we're all having Ralph Lauren Christmas. I know, but I would like slightly cornball Christmas. I would like, just a little tacky. I would like my house to look a little cheap. I like the like plastic multicolor 90s Christmas aesthetic. I don't want anything beige. I don't want anything, too like ambiguous. Like I don't want decorations that could possibly be left up all year. Like I want it to be like Christmas threw up in my mouth. Also, that just reminded me of this TikTok audio. Whoa, sorry. This TikTok audio that actually makes me sick to my stomach. Have you guys heard this? People do like, they do nostalgia Christmas to this audio, and it makes me want to throw up. Here, I'll play it for you guys. I hate it so much. Just the feeling that it gives me. It's like a deep sense of dread. Like it's like I'm a kid and my parents are arguing in the kitchen, or like my dad moved out or something. Which never happened, by the way. But like that's how I feel. I feel like I can pull that feeling out of that song. So anyway, I still would like a very nostalgic Christmas. I plan to get a little weird with it. Now that my fireplace is not so fugly, I'm so excited to decorate for Christmas. If you missed my fireplace saga, if you're hearing what's getting fixed downstairs, we moved into this house. We had incredibly ugly tile on the fireplace. Bless your soul, whoever lived here before me. The tile you picked was disgusto El Barfo. Okay. And so I was like, I'm just going to paint over it. How hard could this be? I'm going to make it look like tile. I just basically drenched it in black paint, and I had this big black blob of a fireplace. And then I was like, well, that's ugly. So I had to put stick on tile over it. I put one square on, Coco ripped it off and all the paint came off. So then I had a whole chipped corner that you could see the ugly tile on. And then the rest was just cheap black paint. And you know what? I'm committed to no more DIY. And I kept my word. I hired a professional. Shout out to one of my followers who sent her husband to my house to fix the tile. Where was I even going with that? Let's just go on to the next quiz. Oh, if you picked your wrapping paper. Okay, give yourself a point. If you've said, I'll just grab a couple stocking stuffers. Did you say that? I said it today at Target. You guys, the Target holiday section is out and about. And man, they really make stocking stuffers easy. Okay. They have so many cool little, this is not sponsored. Target, please sponsor me. Please, 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 please. I give you so much money and I barely ever steal. Okay. They have so many different like gift sets. They have like a hot sauce set. They have, different candy sets, little lip balm sets. Like it's so easy to do stocking stuffers now. So I did say that today. I did. How do you guys do Christmas? We always got stockings first. My mom laid our stockings on the stairs, actually. There's no mantle that could hold the weight of 8 kids' stockings in the Murphy home. So we had to lay them out. I thought I had like the really prestigious job of prestigious, whatever, job of like being on the lookout for stockings. Turns out my brothers just wanted to go to bed and then be woken up when presents were ready. So anyway, I was always like the little spy, like peeking over to the stairs to see if the stockings were there. And that killed about 2 hours of time. And then my parents were able to set up Christmas. Sorry, if you have little ears in the car and you don't want me to talk about Santa, turn it off now. But I never believed in that. Okay, no kids are listening now, right? Right. Turn it off. Turn it off. I never believed in Santa because my older brothers ruined it for me when I was barely sentient. So that's their fault. Okay. Next one. You have ordered matching family Christmas pajamas. I did that. Old Navy. You know, I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to invest in some like really high quality Christmas PJs this year. Like I'm going to get me and Grace some nice ones. For Coco, it's whatever because she's going to grow out of them in 2 seconds. So I'm like, maybe I can find like a matching pair that's a little cheaper. I'm sorry. Where do all of these pajama places get off charging $175 for a pair of pajamas? Eberjay, Petite Plume, like the most insanely priced pajamas I've ever seen in my life. I mean, unless they are going to give me a full 9 hours and they're going to make my kid sleep in past the sun rising, I don't care about spending $100 on pajamas. Unfortunately, unless they're Skims. I do like a Skims PJ. Okay. I did buy matching family Christmas pajamas. And if you want to do it, Old Navy and Gap are selling out of basically every size. So make sure you get on it, but they are really well priced. I paid like $40 for all of them total. Okay. Or thrift them. That's actually the right answer. Sorry. I meant I thrifted mine. I would never shop at Old Navy. Okay. Next one. You've had at least one internal meltdown about shipping delays, whether this is business related, Christmas gift related, whatever it might be. Have you had a meltdown about shipping delays? I have not had a meltdown yet, but call me on December 1st. I may. Next one. Have you cried to a holiday song? I don't really cry to I can't think of one, mainly because I don't put myself through listening to Christmas Shoes, which is the worst song, or Grown Up Christmas List, which does kind of tug on my heartstrings. There's a few Christmas songs that I hate, like really, really hate. I hate Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. I hate, what's the other one that I hate? I hate Blue Christmas. I think I've said that before. I hate Blue Christmas I think Elvis sings it. Oh, it gives me that same like pit in my stomach dread. Okay. Next one. You've romanticized baking cookies. That's all I do, baby. That's half my life right there. Romanticizing baking cookies. Baking and cooking are one of those things that like every time I do it and I'm like halfway through a really difficult recipe, I'm like, why do I do this? There's no point in doing this. Like I could get this exact same dish from a restaurant, no cleanup, half the price. Like, why am I not doing that? And then at the end, when I'm actually eating my food, I'm like, why have I not homemade everything ever? Why would I ever go to a restaurant? And then inevitably I get sucked back in. I absolutely regret it. And then I do it again and again. Like baking a difficult pastry and committing to never picking up a measuring cup ever again. And then the next week doing an even harder one. That is the way of the woman. Okay. So I love a good love a good cookie baking session. Those people who do like like cookie variations for like their neighbor gifts or whatever, and they get like a little tin and they make like 8 different types of cookies. Oh, what I wouldn't give for that. Okay. Next one, you're simultaneously excited and exhausted. Just add a point. Every woman, every mother, every person existing on the planet right now, just go ahead and give yourself a point for excited and exhausted. Is that not just the human experience right now? I'm recording this on, I think it's November 5th. Remember, the 5th of November. And last night was like all of the elections across the United States. And so woke up, yeah, I'm excited and I'm exhausted. I have a 2-year-old. I'm excited about that and I'm exhausted. Holidays are coming up. I'm excited and I'm so exhausted. The fatigue that I've experienced this last month, like which I can assume is hormonal. I mean, I don't know how moms like who are experiencing like pregnancy tired, like and raising kids and like how and working. How about just anybody who's working? How about anybody who's just living? How are we dealing with the fatigue? Okay, next one. You've already put too much pressure on yourself to make it magical. Have you done that? Add a point. I should honestly give myself 2 points for that because I just feel, here's the thing. Being a mom, sorry, I know I'm sniffling. I'm trying not to do it into the mic, but here's the thing about being a mom. There's this whole mental load that we carry that we're thinking about all of the little details of life. Okay, especially if you are the stay-at-home parent, which I am. You're managing the house, you're thinking about all of the little things. Do we need to get her new shoes? Are her drawers cleared out of all the clothes that are too small? Do we know where all the crayons are? Is the countertop wiped off? Is the laundry done? Do we need to take the trash cans out? That's not my job. Okay. I think about the trash cans. I don't actually do the trash cans. Everything that has to do with the home. We need to take down Halloween. We need to get the Christmas boxes out. We need to do this. We need to get a few more things, all of that. And I know that a lot of it is not a big deal. Like I know that I could probably not do some of it, whatever. But to me, those little things are, it's the fabric of life. It's a thread in the fabric of life. All of the little magical things that moms do. And I know that does it really matter that much that we know exactly where this is in the house of perfect? No, but it's a thread. So I like to do it. And I want my kids to have a magical childhood. And I want to put that effort in. Even though at the end of the day, I tell myself, why the hell are you doing all this? Why are you doing all this? No one cares. No one cares. Coco can't even tell you how much she likes it. So why do it? But there is this little voice inside of me. There's 2 wolves inside of me. And one of them loves holiday decor. I did not expect to be in this good of a mood recording this, but I love talking about Christmas. Anyway, so yeah, I put a lot of pressure on myself, but it's self-inflicted and I can embrace that. And I don't think anybody else is putting the pressure on me. I'm doing things by choice and, I'll regret it in a few months, but whatever. I'll do it again next year. Okay. Next question for a point. You've bought something for yourself, quote unquote, for the holidays. I do this every day. I do this in friggin' June. Okay. Like, what if this counts as my Christmas present? I've said that sentence 30 times each month. Every big purchase, I'm like, just count it towards my Christmas. At this point, I've had the most extravagant Christmas I've ever had based on how many things I were for the holidays. And let's see, the last one, you've thought about canceling Christmas altogether. I haven't thought about canceling Christmas. I sometimes we're hosting certain things and I'm like, can I do that? Like, I don't feel qualified to host Christmas Eve dinner. Like that's an adult thing to do. And I don't really feel that way. I don't feel, I feel like I can cook. I can host kind of like a Super Bowl party. Sure. I can host with the best of them. Christmas Eve dinner, it's a lot of pressure. That's a lot, So yeah, I've thought about it, but I'm going to do my best. I'm keeping in mind the Ina Garden idea of the less stressed you are, the more fun your guests have. So if you're going to have more fun pre-buying things or just, buying cookies and putting them on a platter rather than baking cookies, if you're going to have more fun and be more relaxed, that's a better experience for your guest. So do that. That's my hosting tip of the year. Okay, now to wrap up the episode, we're going to get into probably my favorite thing to do ever, which is hot takes. Hot takes holiday edition. Are you kidding me? I can't think of anything else I'd rather do with my time. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the big ones. Real tree versus fake tree. If you get a real tree, I think you have a death wish. I think that you're weird. I think that I'm going to get people saying, well, it's always been the tradition in my family to cut down my own tree. I think it's bad. Do you want to know why? Because spiders live in them. Do you know how many like spider infestations happen in those pine trees? Like, don't even risk it. I'm sorry. Maybe the fake trees are like bad for the environment. I'm totally sure they are because they're pure plastic, but I promise I will never get rid of it. I will never put it in a landfill. I don't like a real tree. We got a real tree one year when I was a kid. And if you're an early decorator like me, it's dead by Christmas. So then we were like peeling pine needles out of all of our gifts. So sorry again about the sniffles, but yeah, I'm absolutely against a real tree. Decorating before Thanksgiving, we already talked about that. Christmas music before December 1st, harmless serotonin, or auditory assault. I think that people who hate Christmas music haven't heard Justin Bieber's album. How could you wait? How can you only spend a month on that album? Are you kidding me? That drummer boy. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, I'm on the drum. Yeah, I'm on the slam drum. Yeah, I'm on the beat because the beat goes dumb. And I'm only spitting heat because I'm playing for wait, is that how it is? Only spit heat because I'm playing for the sun, playing for the king, playing for the title. I'm surprised you didn't hear this in the Bible. I'm so tired like Michael. I know I'm so young, but I go. It's so good. Oh, man, I needed that. I needed to sing Justin Bieber's rendition of Little Drummer Boy. It's so good. And yeah, I think that also there's so much Christmas music that's not like overtly Christmas, like Christmas Lights by Coldplay, Winter Song by Ingrid Michaelson. I wonder if I have a Christmas playlist actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Hold on. Do I have one on my Spotify? If I do, I'll share it. Do you guys remember this? I feel like I did this. Midnights. Sorry, I'm just reading all of my. Oh, no, I had a Halloween one. I have a mushroom playlist. Okay, I don't have a Christmas playlist. I'll find one and share it. I'm sure there's like a cool, sexy, like not crazy Christmas. Like it's not all rocking around the Christmas tree. It's like for cool people, okay? Not people who sing Justin Bieber's Little Drummer Boy. So yeah, that's how I feel about Christmas music. Matching PJs are, of course, Elf on the Shelf. Is it a cute memory or is it psychological torment for parents? We have not started Elf on the Shelf, and this is the thing that I'm learning as my siblings like parent older children is that you don't do something and then everybody at school is doing it. And then they think that you are the worst parents ever, like Elf on the Shelf. Like you try not to do it. So maybe here's the thing. Let's make a pact. You and I, me and you. No Elf on the Shelf. Okay. I don't want to hear it from your kids. Don't tell Coco that you guys do Elf on the Shelf because I don't want to do it. Next, cell phones. Don't give your kids a cell phone. Okay. I'm not giving mine one. Don't give yours one. Let's make sure nobody's left out. And social media. Just don't do it. I think I can honestly say those three things have probably caused parents more torment than anything else. So I say let's just not do them. Let's all agree. Okay, eggnog. Eggnog is a tragedy. I mean, it's a tragedy. It's offensive to me. It's disgusting. I can't think of anything I'd rather not drink. I mean, truly. Anything I would not have. Anything. Hold on. Let me think of how to phrase this. I would rather have anything in my mouth than eggnog. I hate it. I also looked up the origin of eggnog. No one knows. No one knows where it came from or why we call it that. They have like 15 theories on where the word eggnog came from. And I hate every single one of them. I know people they put rum in it. I don't know what they're spiking it with, but yeah, okay, you're going to tell me that you love it? No, you're just drunk. Go home. You're drunk. You don't love eggnog. Next one, peppermint in everything. I like peppermint. I don't like mint chocolate. But I like peppermint coffee or like peppermint cookies. Like I like those. I don't like, I guess what I'm thinking of is the red peppermint versus the green mint, like wintergreen. I hate like a grasshopper shake. It tastes like toothpaste to me, but like for some reason like the red swirly peppermints, like those are really good to me. So I'm all for it. That's probably my preferred holiday flavor, quite frankly. So I'm gonna go with that. Okay, sugar cookies. Do I like sugar cookies? Do I like sugar cookies? You know what? I don't think I've ever had any sort of memorable experience with a sugar cookie. I think every time I've eaten a sugar cookie, it was mindless. It was just on the table. It was just nearby. It was never something that I craved. It's never something that I want to bake. It's never something that I'm driving through a soda shop and ordering. Oh wait, actually that Twisted Sugar place. Have you guys been there? But theirs aren't like plain sugar cookies. They have like a raspberry lime one. They have like some really good flavors, but a plain sugar cookie, no. And if we're going to decorate something, we're going to do gingerbread or we're going to do house or like gingerbread cookies or gingerbread houses. Like I just think sugar cookies, like they're not special enough for a special time of year. Do you know what I mean? Oh, perfect. Here we are. Gingerbread houses. Are they fun? They're fun for adults. Like, I don't want to do it with a kid. I mean, I will, and like my family always does them, but like they're such a nightmare to do with like young kids. They're getting knocked over 100% of the time. They aren't even following a cohesive theme throughout the house because what do you mean you're using, I don't know, gummy bears for the roof? You're telling me you're not going to use a pretzel? You're not going to use a wheat thin? You're not going to make a thatched roof out of a frosted shredded wheat? Like, come on, stick with it. So I think like an adult only, not sexual, but just, 18 and up, gingerbread house decorating competition would be fun. Please invite me to one. I will get into it. I will absolutely win and I will come prepared with the cheer. Okay, hot chocolate and apple cider. I don't know about you guys, but if I drink one sip of hot chocolate or apple cider, like a hot, sugary liquid, I'm sick for days. I hate it. It's the same feeling as like when you stay in a hot tub for too long and like you're gonna throw up. It's exactly how I feel about drinking hot cocoa. But like a winter themed coffee, 100%. A peppermint coffee, a pumpkin coffee, a dark chocolate mocha. Yes, please. Um, Okay, next one. Is pumpkin spice season allowed to overlap with Christmas? I again think that that's what Thanksgiving is for. I think that Thanksgiving is kind of for the changing of the guard when it comes to gourds. Like it's time to kind of transition pumpkin out and go into peppermint. However, actually, as I say that, I'm like, it's transition pumpkin out and maybe welcome ginger. Maybe welcome a more ginger forward spice profile because there is ginger in pumpkin spice, but we can kind of lose maybe the clove, maybe the cinnamon, and we can get more into the ginger of it all. Okay. Next one. Let's talk about gifts. Some hot takes with gifts. Where are we on time? Oh wow. That flew by. Okay. Gift cards. I'm pro gift card. I love a gift card. I don't think that they're lazy. And also people who do like quote unquote lazy gifts, I don't care. Do a lazy gift. Give me cash. Give me a gift card. I don't care at all. Like, of course, like a thoughtful gift, it's so special. And if I can do them, like I want to do them. But also, I know that life is busy. I don't think that anybody's life should revolve around me unless your name is Gray West. Your life has to. Lucky you. But no, but really like friends and stuff, like I know that like everybody wants to give a thoughtful gift and put time and effort into it, but life is busy and there's a lot going on. And I know that you can't dial in for weeks and weeks and weeks and pick out the perfect thing for every person in your life. And if you can, your name is probably Lucy Hutchins, but I am never offended by a gift card or cash. If any of you are thinking about what to get me, I take cold hard cash or Venmo. Okay. Homemade gifts. Very pro homemade gifts. I grew up thinking like homemade gifts or vintage gifts or things that you bought secondhand. Like I used to think that that was not okay, not appropriate. Like it wasn't good enough unless it was new. Obviously, I've had a huge change of heart these last few years, like learning about shopping secondhand and like a homemade gift. Are you kidding? An edible gift? Yes, not like a gift of edibles, but that would be great too. But like homemade jam, homemade bread, homemade butter. There's a girl on TikTok. I wish I had her name, but she talks about, she does a lot of thrifting and like how she gifted it. And she finds like little kitchen tools and an apron. And then she makes homemade butter with it and gifts it. Like so many great ideas. So cost effective, good for the world, really meaningful. Like, I'm so pro homemade gifts. Okay, how do we feel about Secret Santa and White Elephant? Secret Santa, unfortunately, I don't really like it just because I don't know why. Actually, now I'm saying that and I'm like, why do I not like it? I just don't. I don't know. I don't like the surprise element. I'm not a huge surprise person. I don't like the sneaky element. In White Elephant, I think is normally fine. However, I've been to a handful of Christmas parties that did not go well. They did not go well. One person went way over the spending limit, Michael Scott style, and everybody wanted it. And then there was a huge blowout fight. I will say my family does like a White Elephant type party for like instead of a gift exchange. So we used to draw names and now there's way too many of us. Like we just counted for Thanksgiving and half of us aren't going to be here and it's still 30 people. So there's too many and like my nieces nephews are getting older, like we can't really be doing that. So yeah, so we just started doing an adult dinner like the day after Christmas. We do just, my siblings and our spouses, and we do a favorite things party. So everybody spends, $50 on their favorite thing from that year, and then we do a White Elephant. And it's always remained very civil. Okay. Just be normal if you're going to go to a White Elephant. Okay. Next one, aesthetics. Colored lights versus white lights. I think there's a place for all of them. I myself grew up with white lights and I'm now tiptoeing into multicolored lights. I don't like blue lights though. I don't like the blue ones. I just red, green, white. Like let's stick with the classic Christmas colors. Unless you celebrate Hanukkah and you really want the blue lights, then have at it. Let's see. Sorry, I cannot read. You guys, ever since giving birth, I have the worst eyesight. Okay, how do we feel about inflatable lawn decorations? Hate them. Hate them. And like, I feel like kids love them. And I should probably just not be such a Grinch, literally, and just, put up the blow ups. But every time I see them, I'm like, ew, I really do not like them. Like, what's the chic equivalent of an inflatable in the yard? Maybe a cardboard cutout? We can figure it out. Okay, let's talk about some movies. Do I love Love Actually? No. Do I love Elf? Yes. Do I love The Holiday? Yes. So I'm going through this list that I wrote down. Hallmark movies, I like some of them. Who doesn't love the big city gal, who's about to make a big sale and sign the papers and she has to go back to her hometown and she meets the guy that she broke up with her sophomore year of high school and he's running a diner and they fall in love and she gives up big city life. I don't know why it was Southern. Most of these actually are filmed in Utah. Okay. Let's talk about Mariah Carey versus Michael Buble. I would actually love to see a cage match with both of them where both of them stop forever. I hate Michael Buble. Because why was I 16 years old listening to a crooner on my way to school? Like, why was that happening? Like, that one song, I remember one of my friends had a boyfriend who dedicated the, what's the song? And you can't believe that I'm your man and I get to kiss you, baby. I don't know why. It just gave me the worst ick. And go look up Michael Bublé's digital footprint. It'll talk you right out of singing, his Christmas album. Okay, and let's wrap up with these last ones. The real life truths of the holiday season. Our holiday family holiday games, bonding or a blood sport. I'm pretty sure that my family has just given up on them altogether. I don't think that we're ever going to be able to play board games, but you know what? They were good when they lasted, and if your family can do them without wanting to kill each other, I am proud of you. Is it rude to never host anything? Absolutely not. Give people the benefit of the doubt. They're trying their best. Some people can't host. All right. Next, matching outfits for holiday photos. Cute. Yes, we're doing those next week. I'm very excited. We're going black and white chic. I cannot wait. Christmas cards. How do we feel about Christmas cards? I will probably do a digital Christmas card, but you know what I thought would be cute? Okay, I want to do this as, we have more kids, hopefully, and they get older. I thought making little like trading cards of them, because like people do holiday cards to like update people on what happened that year and what they're doing. And even if it's just for like family and close friends, like little like baseball cards with like our kids' statistics on them, like everything they did, activities that they're doing, things they love in school, what they're into. I think that'd be so fun. And if it's just for me, fine. But I can get a little collector's binder and put my kids' baseball cards in them, and then they can go through and look at, 25 years of their life. And shit, as I'm realizing this, I'm gonna have to start doing it now so I can collect 20 years of it. All right. And the last one, do the holidays bring people together? You know, holidays are a mixed bag. They're a mixed Santa's bag, if you will. There, we say it every year. Holidays are complicated. They can be very triggering. They can be very awkward. They can bring up a lot of hard feelings. If you've lost someone, if you're not close with your family, if you're feeling lonely, if you're going through something tough, holidays can feel like a lot. Um, and they can also feel very cozy, very warm. I would hope that as we get into the holiday season, these next like 6-ish weeks, that our own joy and bringing joy to other people is priority. Um, there are so many people suffering in so many devastating ways. Donating to food pantries, donating any extra money that you have. I know that's a big ask for a lot of people right now. Like, every little thing helps, trying to find little ways to help this holiday season. There's so much unnecessary suffering in the world, and it's really devastating to look at. And I think that if, we can focus on bringing joy, being happy, doing our best, there's got to be a spark in there somewhere this holiday season. That's what I'm chasing. I hope that's what you're chasing. I love to talk about this stupid ass stuff with you guys. Really. I mean, discussing the inner workings of how I feel about hot chocolate is really all I could ask for after this last month. So, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for letting me be just an idiot after, going through some stuff. I really appreciate you guys. This is, my community that I lean on through all the stuff I've been through these last few years. You guys are it for me. So I love you. Let's do our best. Let's be safe. Let's be kind. Let's be hot, and always be normal. Okay. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.